Okay, challenging real life scenario number one. It's probably the most common scenario that you're going to encounter after you decide to go alcohol free. And that is what to say when a friend asks you why you're not drinking. This one is so hard because maybe this is your friend, your wing person, the person that you'd go to the pub with all the time, the person that maybe you've been drinking with and having a great time for the better part of your adult life. So what do you do when normally they call you up on a Thursday and say, let's go to the pub, and you say, oh, could we do maybe something different? I'm actually not drinking. You might be met with shock, surprise, horror. You might get real pushback. Someone might call you bored. This is your good friend saying that you're boring. So I understand how that can feel. And trust me, this has happened to me on so many different occasions. So when a friend asks you why you're not drinking, I'm going to give you 3 different potential responses, starting with probably the simplest and working our way to the more transparent and brutally honest and more difficult approaches. So the first thing that I might suggest when a friend asks you why you're not drinking, I would just say, hey, I'm trying it for 30 days. I've seen people do dry January. I've seen people do dry July. I've seen people do sober October. And I've heard stories about how they feel better and how they've lost weight. And I just want to try something new. I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes. That one could work. What do you think? To me, it's something simple. Even though in your heart you may think this change should be permanent, it gives you an opportunity to say, I'm giving something a try. It's not so dramatic, and it probably doesn't require much more discussion after that. But then in addition to saying that, have a few ideas about what you might do different. Maybe you want to go for a walk. Maybe you want to go for a coffee. Maybe you meet for breakfast instead of going to the pub. So have your statement prepared. I'm going to try 30 days to see how it goes, and then have an alternative thing to do ready. Let's go for a walk. Let's grab a coffee. The next thing that you could say that might be a little bit more difficult if your friend asks you why you're not drinking, you could become a little bit more transparent and say something along the lines of, I just hate hangovers. I can't function. I feel like such garbage after a night out. I feel bad for sometimes 2 or 3 days. So I just want to try not drinking for a while to see how I feel, and see if I lose a little weight, see if I just feel better, And what do you think? Could we try something different? Could we maybe go grab a bite to eat? I'll have a Coke. You can have a beer. That's fine by me. So in this scenario, you're starting to get a little bit more honest that the drinking that you're doing is impacting your life in the form of hangovers, that it's making it hard for you for a day, a couple days after. You still want to hang out and you still want to see your friend. They can drink. That's okay. But you're going to make a conscious decision in this instance to treat your body a little better and to not drink. And then finally, when a friend asks you why you're not drinking, this one's my favorite. And I decided that for me, being radically open was the best way that I could help my friends understand that I was serious about making a long-term commitment. So when my best friends and people I've had the absolute most wonderful times with for the last 30 years of my life, I would tell them, listen, I was really fat and depressed and really sad all the time. So I have a feeling that it was my drinking, and I just need to stop. I'm going to give it a try. So I need your support, and I hope that you can understand. I love you. You're my friend, but we need to find something else to do for a while. Like, I don't really want to go to the pub right now. I don't want to go out to a bar, but I want to hang out. What do you think? Can we go for breakfast? Can we go for a walk? Can we play tennis? Can we, get a smoothie? You remember that from Hungry, Angry, Lonely, and Tired. So again, in order of simplest to most difficult, when friends ask you why you're stopping, you could say, I'm trying it for a month, and then offer up an alternative. Let's go for a walk. You could become a little bit more transparent and say, I just really hate hangovers. They impact me for a few days. can we try going out to dinner, and I'll have a Coke, you have a beer, whatever, that's cool. But like, let's not just go straight to the pub for only pints. And then finally, radical candor, my preferred method, which is to say, when your friend asks you, you could just be really upfront and say, listen, I'm really overweight. I feel really bad. I've been very depressed and I just need to change. And I hope that you'll support me in that. And can we do something different? Can we get a coffee? Can we go for a walk? And I think, these are your friends. They will understand. Some of them, how friends also kind of give you grief on certain topics. Some of them might. But the more you open up to people about the way that you're feeling and the more you're comfortable sharing some of the reasons why, it becomes harder and harder for them to question you. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the type and amount of support that you can get from the people around you.